Hello everyone and welcome to Voozie Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth in 30 minutes. I've been away for a while, certainly, that's interesting, but I'm back. Seed for today is FQN3 HMPA, and we're on the Burning Basement one. So yeah, I was away for a little while. I was trying to catch up with work, and that kind of took precedent for me, so I thought I'd sort those things out before coming back. It wasn't helped by the fact that I also lost some recordings, hence why I've started on a new save file, but you know, them's the breaks. Let's move on. Key in our first room is lovely. I'm pretty happy with this, and I think I've been on about this before, but I don't think the Burning Basement is quite as difficult as it is not the run ender that people sometimes make it out to be. Just knocking over my own straw man here, but I think it can catch up with you. It can be a dangerous floor. Let's take this pill. Hematemesis is not great, but at least we know what it is. Yeah, it's not a bad floor by any stretch of the imagination. Do we have a curse? We do not have a curse. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Try and hit this guy. Yeah, I haven't played Isaac in a while, so I could be out of practice. Blank card is pretty good. I don't think we're going to find an opportunity to... Well, I don't think we're going to find a card on this floor. And this is Champion City right here. There's like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 champions? That's you know, I won't take damage against a mere 4 champions. Probably will, but never mind. I think I've handled this room quite well. So do we roll with blank card? I mean, it's something different, and it could pay dividends later. Possibly. Let's see what we get. I mean, we'll see how I feel. I don't know what the consensus right choice is. If we have more bombs, that incentivizes going for blank card, because we could find a sacrifice room on the next floor with skulls on it. That could give us a card which could be better than having the D6. I don't know. Oh, that completely... I think those fires completely caught me out there. Need to be wary of that next time I come back into that room. But yeah, so I'm leaning towards blank card just because it's not the D6 and I feel like something a bit novel. But you know, I haven't played Isaac in a while. It might be good to catch up slowly. Who knows? Let's see how I feel. Lots of champions on this floor. I haven't been counting, but there's been quite a few. Quite a few indeed. Saving the bomb for now in case this was a difficult boss fight, and it could be. Double Monstro is not really much of a joke, especially in a confined space like this. He can kind of overwhelm you, especially if you don't focus on one specific Monstro to hit, which could be my downfall if I'm not careful. But I think we're doing just fine. We have taken damage now, and now we're at a very real risk of dying. But just be a bit careful. You know, it's not so dangerous really. It's only Monstro. I didn't really want to use a bomb on this boss because I'm thinking the secret room, and especially the second secret room, hold good value for us. Pentagram is non-rerollable, especially if we're going to give up the D6. We might be free of damage for a little while. So I'm going to look for our second secret room. This may be a mistake, but I think if it's a rune room or a black heart room, it's, you know, there are quite a lot of permutations for rooms that would be useful for us. But alas, we just threw 2 bombs away, which is, you know, how it goes sometimes, I suppose. I think I'm going to roll blank card. I'm not going to try and re-roll it with our scent. I think that's a mistake. I think it could be fun to play blank card instead of the D6. Yeah, that's basically the only reason. So we're pretty early on. We have a damage upgrade, so I'm not too concerned about, you know, not getting damage for the rest of the run. Pentagram also has that deal with the devil bonus, and deals with the devil tend to contain damage upgrades, so we should be in the market for good things. However, we must not take damage on the Cellar 2. If we want a deal with the devil, we need to not take damage, just like I almost did right there. In terms of the timer's definitely helped by the fact that we picked up the pentagram. should certainly help us through a lot of these rooms. 6 keys is a bit much, but I'm not going to complain. I would like some bombs though, because if we do find a tinted rock, I would like to take advantage of it. Maybe playing for the second secret room was a mistake, but you know, them's the breaks when you play Isaac sometimes. This guy is not a very pleasant character, so I'm just going to try and... yeah, there we go, that's good. And what about you? Can kind of arc our shots around the corner here. There we go, got him out. Lovely. That took a bit longer than I would have liked, but never mind. Secret room could be the room above this one, and it probably is. I think I'll be willing to try that, but I won't be using a bomb immediately if I get one here, because I would rather hold off on the opportunity of getting a tinted rock, and that would be pretty sweet because it means we can take an extra hit before compromising our devil deal. Now if we can detonate that... oh, there goes our devil deal, I suppose. Let's try and detonate this chap near the tinted rock, because, I mean, we still have a chance to get a devil deal, I think. Oh, no, never mind. I completely miscounted. Never mind. So the first deal with the devil, the all-important deal with the devil, has been lost. I'm not too despondent, though. I think we do have a damage upgrade, so we're not completely stuck, yada yada yada. 3 hits on those guys, kills them outright, and Zodiac. Yeah, alright, why not? Could be fun. We get Gemini for this floor, which is, you know, it's a pretty good floor to have Gemini on if you're going to have Gemini, because it is significantly better in the early game than it is in the late game. We'll come back for that. Very good for rooms like this, where enemies chasing you down, because Gemini will just trail behind you and deal a colossal amount of damage to the enemies, which is lovely, really. Things to watch out for, Libra, but that's only for a floor if we do get it at all. But let's see. I think we do go for the boss now. It's the Widow, so this shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, the Widow can be a bit troublesome at times if you let the Widow get a bit of a lead on you, spawning enemies. But if all else fails, you can convince the Widow to land on her spawn and end them. But that's a moot point. The Widow is now dead. We did get a deal with the devil anyway, which is pretty good. And we get 3 items in here, all of which are pretty good. I will take the goat head first. Do you roll... I don't think you take Book of Belial here. And the reason you don't take it is because you just picked up the goat head. So one of the main selling points of it is that you can get free deals with the devil. You know, not free, but more likely deals with the devil in the future. Thank you for pointing out that marked rock for me. I would like to get this... brilliant. I would like to get this Spirit Heart. I think that's a good choice. We'll blow up the tinted rock and leave the floor. Lots of HP. Okay, now we're in a very good situation. I was quite worried about our devil chances, but now I'm feeling pretty good. We've got 6 temporary HP, 2 red hearts, which we can trade away on the deal with the devil that we're going to get on every single floor. Triple red chest, I'll give it a go. And we get little brimstone and missing page 2. I will take both of these. Unfortunately, we can't get that, but, you know, such is life. And now we're in a very good position. Little brimstone is going to be a good damage complementer. Not that our damage is bad, our damage is pretty good, but he's going to complement our damage, which is very nice indeed. Yeah, I'd say we're pretty strong for this point in the game. I mean, D6, what could we have rerolled? Missing page 2, Book of Belial, those 2, I suppose. I would like Cupid's Arrow. I would very much like it, but I would rather not pay a Spirit Heart for it. I'd rather get a bomb first. If push comes to shove, I will, you know, walk on the spikes to obtain that item. But it's not on the top of my list of things to do. Right, now... look at those dodges. Fantastic. I have not lost any form at all, not having played Isaac for a while. It's like, you know, coming home after a long day and... coming back to Isaac, I mean. Coming home after a very long day and just... You know, it's like going to the pub with your mates, in some ways, I suppose. That sounds quite sad when you put it that way, but it is. It's like a welcome back run is pretty you know, it's pretty comfortable. We get another deal with the devil. Super bandage gives us some... Oh yeah, of course we've been here. Never mind me. I'm still hunting around on the off chance we do find a bomb somewhere, because that's worth quite a lot to us. We have found everything, all of the special rooms that we kind of care about on this floor. So that's nice. Could try the shop. We have 7 keys. We might find a discount consumable. We don't. It's not the end of the world, I suppose. We've got wooden nickel in there again, which is a bit of a disappointment. Maybe we'll find a bomb in here. It's a sacrifice room. Could we play the sacrifice room? Yes. Am I going to? No, I'm not going to. Let's do these red chests. Well, I mean, one's a hematemesis pill, which is pretty nice. This is a power pill, which is, again, pretty nice. It's not nothing. Didn't really achieve much for us there, but, you know, on a later floor, perhaps, the red spotted white pill might be of relevant use for us if we deign to play a blood bank later. Maybe. We get yet another key out of it. I'm kind of wary. We're spending quite a lot of time on this floor. So I'll probably go to the curse room, take Cupid's arrow and leave. And it is a demon judgment. I would very much like to play said demon judgment. I think we can play him a couple of times. So this hematemesis pill brings us back to full health. So we will get a complete play out of him. Oh. And we get red patch. I'm not particularly bothered. And I'd rather keep the spirit hearts. I think, you know, stay safe for a little while. So Cupid's arrow is nice. Piercing shots are very useful, especially when you're doing high damage. They are of pretty good use. And we've been in there. We can't fly and get the spirit heart. So down to the next floor. Flooded caves at 11 minutes is not bad. I mean, we're above the damage curve, I think. So we're pretty much where we want to be in terms of time. So a little bit behind is okay. I came into the curse room. It may have been a waste, but never mind. That's the gamble, I suppose. Yet another key. We're going to be opening basically everything. I mean, we have so many of these keys. Until we get a bombs and key pill, I suppose. This guy, yeah, gets a little brimstoned. And GB bug, why not? It could be fun. And it's a boss trap room. We'll have a look. And there's a bomb. Fantastic. Boss trap room contains 3 golden chests that we can open, which I will open. We get Tammy's heads, Guppy's head, and some consumables. I completely did not see him move there. I'm going to roll Guppy's head for a while. And I think Guppy's head is pretty good for us because it allows us to get plenty of benefit out of the slot we would be using with blank card. And it does power through rooms very quickly at the level of damage that we have. So, I mean, this is the reason I'm not taking Tammy's head at the moment. We could use Tammy's head in this room, actually. Might be a good idea. Actually, thinking about it, Tammy's head works very well with piercing shots. So maybe we want to roll with that in future, instead of Guppy's head. And I think I will. Let's go with Tammy's head for a while. I don't often get to use this item. Could be good. One thing we haven't really made use of is our shops on this run. Which is a big shame because shops contain mapping items, and mapping items are very, very important, as I remember, when you're trying to go relatively fast. And this room was a complete waste of time. We didn't need to go in there, but we didn't know that going in. We couldn't know that going in. I prioritise big rooms at the moment because Little Brimstone kind of trivialises them, whereas small rooms are significantly more difficult. I have to remember that Little Brimstone gets used when we actually release our Tammy's head charge. Like so. So he gets poisoned, there's bombs everywhere. Our bomb economy is now kind of set. We should go back and open that golden chest. It will take a little bit of time. But, you know, I think the opportunity to get a damage upgrade in the form of Steven or Head of the Keeper even would be pretty good. Let's see what we get out of it. If we get a tarot card, that's good as well. Oh, well, Steven. It's almost like I called it, right? I haven't played this seed before, I promise. So our damage is now pretty good. we've had 3 +1 damage upgrades, and we might have had a couple of minor damage upgrades, I can't remember. And we have a little brimstone, so we're in a pretty good place, pretty happy place, I would say. And I just realised our secret room may well have been adjacent to that curse room over there. I'm not going to go back for it because we are kind of falling behind on time. And I would appreciate it if this guy, yeah, made an appearance. Good. At this point, I'm going into the shop in the hopes of finding greed, so that we can get potentially a 7-cent item later. But we didn't find greed, so never mind. I will enter the shops on the next floors, assuming we have the time to do so. So you might be asking, why have you taken Tammy's head if you're not going to use it? And the simple answer to that is, I'm a bit of an idiot. Blank card full is not really worth holding on to, but it's still pretty good. And Spirit Heart from the Poop is pretty nice. This room is very Tammy's head worthy, though getting hit is a bit of a disappointment. Ugh, getting hit twice is even more of a disappointment. Blasting Cap is not what we want. Fallen Fight. Fallen Fight is pretty good. I think we will use a bomb here, because if there are 2 deals, we would ideally like to take them. I feel like I'm in a very bad position here. Let's run through the middle. Yeah, there's not a good spate of damage for the last couple of rooms. Book of Sin gives us another tarot card. It's the Magician. It's pretty worthless for us at the moment. And Guppy's Collar gives us another Guppy item, which is well worth it, I think. Headless Baby will probably end our run if we take it, which is a disappointment. I'm going to roll Tammy's head. I think Tammy's head is the right choice here. Does make me wish I'd kept the D6 though. Somewhat. The reason I went with Tammy's head instead of blank card was largely because we only have 1 bomb left. And 1 bomb is not really enough to guarantee that we'll find a good card on the next 2 floors where there are lots of skulls to explode. So I mean, we are at 15.5 minutes, which is behind where I want to be. So I'm interested in speeding up this floor, because, you know, speeding up this floor would be a good idea. Childleash could actually be pretty good for us. It helps us aim Little Brimstone a bit easier, and I don't think Lucky Rock is really helping us much. But of course, it may just be the fact that we haven't found any, you know, we've been a bit unfortunate with it. But, you know, I want to try something different, and that was pretty dense. We're now on the brink of death. Maggie's boat comes along and saves the day. Fantastic. HP up and you feel healthy. I wish I felt healthy. I haven't felt healthy in years. Let's take this carefully. Good. Oh, we've come all the way over here and it's a dead end. That's pretty sad. But a sack, though. A sack that contains a penny and a key. Pennies could be useful later. I'm hoping that they are, but that key is probably not going to see much use. It's just going to add to the stack. And that's okay. That's okay. Not every consumable needs to be a winner. Oh, that's a troll bomb. That's not good. This, yeah, I think we're just choosing directions poorly. as sad as that sounds. And number 2 is actually a really good item, and I would very much like to purchase it. And since we now have enough Spirit Hearts to fund a small overseas company, I can be pretty happy. Oh, that was really bad. I'm out of practice. That's what I blame that on, being out of practice. I would like Guppy's tail here. That would be pretty nice. Diplopia. Do you take Diplopia? Yes, you do. And you make an incredible effort to get to the boss rush on time. And we will consequently be distracted by this room, which contains nothing. So if we do make it to boss rush, we're in a very good place. Because this will give us 4 or 2 free items. And that's pretty worthwhile. So I will not be stopping by very much. But unfortunately, due to the way that I choose directions, it seems that we're going to be visiting every single room on this floor, which is a big shame. Just don't accidentally use Diplopia instead of Tammy's head, in thinking it's Tammy's head, because that would be a real shame. So our secret room is probably over here. But I'm in a bit of a hurry. I would like to very much skip this this stupidity. try not to get hit. Come on. Let's drop him here so we have more of a chance of getting something meaningful. Yeah, perfect. And we got a host out of it. Lovely. It's going to be one of those. Alright, come on. We got a lot of damage. Chariot's not worth it over the full at the moment. We have a minute, basically, to get to boss rush. Or we will have a minute to get to boss rush, which is a big shame. But even if we don't get there, that's alright, because we can use Diplopia tactically on the deal with the devil. Which is pretty good. I'd be happy with that, because it will give us some free items. Because I'm not sure that... Oh no, but Bombs is going to heal Brownie. Yeah, I forgot about this. So I need to be a little careful. Yeah. And we do get meat, which is nice. Deal with the devil is the Krampus fight. Which means we probably won't be making it to boss rush. Unfortunately. Such is life. You know, not every run can make it to boss rush. In fact, I'm fairly sure every run can make it to boss rush if you try hard enough. Anyway, shut up. Next floor, 19 minutes. Okay. If we're very lucky in the way we choose our direction, we could find the boss room. And we've not been lucky so far. We've been very unlucky, and there was no way I could have really avoided that damage. I don't think. I think I just got unlucky with the way the spikes went. But, never mind. Avoid that. That's good. I mean, we get our deal with the devil no matter what happens. But it would be nice to just not take hits, if possible. Okay. We basically need the mom fight to be here. If it's not here, we've missed it, basically. Which is sad, because I would very much have liked to go to boss rush. But what's done is done. Quite happy. We'll continue going in this direction, though. I think it's a very long corridor. It has the promise of giving us some good stuff. The one thing I'm not particularly liking about our run at the moment is the fact that we can't push the butt bombs away with our tiers. We actually have to kick them by walking into them, which is a shame because it makes it a bit harder to use. So normally you might deploy a bomb using number 2, move slightly to one side and then shoot at it in order to move it somewhere else. Little Brimstone is going to make this room a lot easier, which is nice, and we do have a golden bomb there. I'm going to invest a key, one of our many keys, to obtain this bomb, because it will help us with these rooms immeasurably. Might as well just drop them intermittently, trying to find secret rooms. We do find our boss room. I think we do go for the boss room here, as opposed to going for the item room and shop, because we are far behind where we need to be, and that's really quite sad. We are in a slight risk of death here, because 2 hits by mom will kill us, but I'm not planning on getting hit twice. Now we could take the Polaroid and the negative with Diplopia. Is this a good idea? Probably not, I'll be honest. It's probably a very bad idea. You know, it's an idea, which I'm not going to do. Deal with the Devil contains 2 items I would quite like, so I'm going to Diplopia this and pick up Multi-Dimensional Baby and More of the Void. And I'm going to go against what I said and use my full card, because I'm getting concerned that we haven't got quite the level of damage I want, and I want to check out my item room. Curse Room might also be pretty good for us, because, you know, we only need 1 more Guppy item. We might as well try it. Demon Beggar is not what we want, unfortunately, but we will blow him up. And he gives us a couple of consumables. That's okay. Oh, very nearly almost ruined that. Greed here is interesting. I think I'll try and get more of the Void hit on him. And that's quite bad damage, but Spirit Heart was very fortunate. The Spirit Heart drop was very fortunate. We could get a shop item if we hurried, but I think we don't have enough time. I think actually using the full card was a colossal mistake. I think I should have held on to it, because now we have 8 minutes left to finish 4 floors? Yeah, 4 floors, which is probably not going to be possible with this run, I'm afraid. No. So we basically got to get our skates on. If we find Guppy, that's a fantastic coup for us and could well make this possible. Easy floors, please. Easy floors, easy curses. All of those are appreciated. Not getting hit by stuff stupidly is also very much appreciated, but that's largely within my control. So now we enter the part of the game where we are in the womb and there's not much strategy to talk about compared to the rest of the run. So this is the perfect time. Oh, another golden bomb, that's good news for us, though we are going in the wrong direction. So this is the time in the run where I get to practice a little bit of commentary. What am I going to talk about? What has recently happened? Eurovision has recently happened. I could talk about Eurovision, I suppose. So, for those of you... Actually, we are going to pick this up. For those of you not in the know, Eurovision... Well, the Eurovision Song Contest is a competition held by many countries in Europe and some countries not in Europe to compete in music. Now, the criteria for this is you have to be pretty insane to compete. Well, not pretty insane, that's a bit harsh. You have to have quite an eclectic taste in music, for the most part, to compete with many of the competitors. Because some of these tracks are quite insane. Or at least that's how it seems to me, anyway. It's a great competition. It's a great fun thing to do. A common thing that people like to do during Eurovision is drink heavily. I don't endorse this or condone it, but it's something people do. It's one of those kinds of things where everybody sings about things that are dear and close to their heart, and we're about to die, which is not good. I will use the magician card here. Oh, we got hit. We revived ourselves. That's fantastic luck. Okay, let's not get hit again. Maybe I should not be talking about Eurovision at this point in time. Well, yeah, I haven't really got much to say about it, but I mean, traditionally, a lot of people don't like to think about it this way, but it's quite well driven by politics. So there's a lot of political machinations involved. We don't want my shadow, it's not worth it. Move down to the next floor. We have 5 minutes left. Yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of shown in, well, what I think is a good way they presented the results this year. So the way it works is there's a panel of judges from each country, and there's a panel of judges. This panel of judges gives some points to the competitors. Yeah, that was very nearly almost terrible. Yeah, this panel of judges gives points to the competitors. And the interesting thing is how the panel of judges differs from the public vote, because the public also gets some votes. Now, traditionally, we have Stompy for this floor, thanks to Zodiac, which could be good, could be bad. So the way it typically works is the public gets votes for countries from 1 to 7 points. So if you vote the country the public finds the best, gets 7 points, and then 6 points for the next one, 5 points for the next one, etc., etc. This is a colossal waste of time. I'm just going to go. So, but this year was different. This year, the judges and the public voted to score votes between 1 and 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12 for each. I think we have to do this again. We do get some invincibility out of it, which is okay, but we do need to be quite quick in leaving, and we were too slow in leaving because I was talking too much, which is a bit of a shame, so let's kill ourselves. Hopefully we respawn. Yeah, I deserve that. That's what I get for going on tangents and not really focusing on what I was doing. I think I might get a bit of flack for that one. Never mind. Thank you very much for watching me play the Bunny Isaac Afterbirth in 30 minutes, or at least attempt to. Hopefully next run will be a bit more successful, tentatively. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you on the next run. Good night.